Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's April 12th, 2011, and it looks like we come full circle. I'm actually headed back to Fontana now after being out doing my over-the-road training with my mentor. I completed my 240 hours of driving, and now I'm going to go ahead and test out. And I feel pretty good, pretty confident. I think by the end of the day, you know, I'm going to have my, well, I'm going to pass, and then ended up probably going solo. I wanted to go solo for the first, 2 or 3 months, and then maybe hit teams again, but we'll get into that in a little bit. I'm making the video to pretty much update everybody. It had been a while, and there's a lot that went on. Unfortunately, I couldn't, capture it via video camera. I took a lot of pictures during my time out, but I couldn't capture it video-wise. I just didn't feel comfortable, filming my mentor and all the things that we've been through. Although I think he might have been cool with it now, looking back at it, but I just didn't have the the guts to do it. But for the most part, it was a good experience. I want to kind of be methodical with the video because I know it's a lot to take in, and people don't normally like watching vlogs per se. I mean, I do, but for the most part, I wanted to be a little bit more strategic with my speaking. So with that, I want to talk about a few things. I want to talk about my mentor. Man, I've heard like all kinds of horror stories in regards to the different mentors that are out there, and how people have had a bad experience. I'm happy to say that my mentor was awesome. I mean, I had a good time. The dude was down to earth, really awesome truck driving instructor. Gave me a lot of pointers, answered every question that I had. We meshed pretty well. And I got to know him, a little bit more personally, and that was cool. It kind of put things in perspective. It made it more of a person than it was like a figure that was maybe too rigid, but he was actually a really cool guy, and he taught me a lot. So I mean, it's reflective because at the end of the day, when I go and I take my test, I feel real confident. I'm not too nervous as like I was my first day. I remember my first day, but so anyway, my mentor was really cool. Let me see. I don't have any bad experiences. I mean, it was kind of neat. At the very beginning, he wanted to lay down some rules, and we stuck to those rules. We set guidelines, and I mean, there was some, like no sleeping in your underwear. I mean, that was pretty simple. He asked me if I had any rules for the truck, and mine was simply, hey, let's just be professional at all times, and be cool. You know what I mean? We'll make up rules as we go, but for right now, I feel the best rule I have is, hey, treat me like a man, I treat you like a man, and let's just be professional about the issue, and don't yell at me, don't cuss at me. I mean, you know what I mean? Just treat me like a respectable person, and we're gonna be good. So that went well. It looked like in the beginning of our training session, it was pretty monotonous because all we did was Phoenix runs. We went from Fontana to Phoenix to Fontana, and we just pretty much did T calls. Not sure what the T stands for, but for the most part, all it basically meant was we take it to Phoenix, and from there people come in from other states to get it from Phoenix and then shuttle it back out. So we were kind of like the shuttle point from California to Phoenix. But that's what we did for the first, I don't know how many weeks, but we just did that non-stop, Phoenix run, and in the beginning I was like, dang man, it's cool, but what happened to seeing different things? All I see is the desert, and that's no fun. And with monotony comes being tired. So, but later now, hindsight 2020, it was probably the best thing ever because the Phoenix runs allowed me to practice more. The goals that were set were we needed to do 40 backings by the time our 240 was up. And then from there, maneuvering and shifting, upshifting, downshifting. I mean, all these things I was able to have practice with, because if I was doing, long hauling, then usually you're stuck in, if it's 8-speed, you're stuck in your 8th gear or your 10th gear, and you're hauling the whole way through, not really shifting too much, not really maneuvering too much. It's a straight shot. And so I mean, it was beneficial that I actually went to Phoenix and Fontana and going through the monotony. I'm thankful for it now. let me see. So I've been at this for about a month and a half. I completed my 240 in a month and a half, and I actually just got done doing my last tour or assignment per se. I was out for about 2 weeks, and then I got to have my 2 days off. I think I was able to take 2 days off. So where we've been to a lot of places, and I don't know if I have enough time to go through all this stuff, but we've been through a lot of places, everywhere from California, Nevada, New Mexico, Arizona, Louisiana, Alabama, Kentucky, Virginia, West Virginia, North and South Carolina, Oklahoma, Colorado, Utah, Illinois, Indiana. Let's see. I think that's about it for right now. But I mean, we went through quite a bit, and each one presented its own unique, situation. But to be honest, all of it was really cool because most of the main highways, it looked like they were not built for a truck, but yeah, it's kind of like all it was a straight shot. Oh, Mississippi, went to Mississippi. That one was the most surprising because it was beautiful. The rolling hills, the greenery at that point in time, that one surprised me. I thought Mississippi was gonna be dirty, but it was really nice. Louisiana was nice too. Let me see. Yeah, I'm trying to think of more states, but that's okay. So anyway, I'll come back to you later. But we've been in a lot of places. Georgia. Keep spitting these out as I remember. But for the most part, yeah. Let me see where I've been. Process. There's another thing I'm trying to notate what I'm talking about. Process of how long. Okay, challenges. Okay, challenges. The challenges that I faced. Well, obviously the biggest one is being away. Being away from the family, being away from your loved ones. That is always tough. But what was cool about my mentor is that we're talking about that a lot, and he talked about how what was his focus. His focus is dedication now to get it done, do the job and to save up for your kids and all this other stuff. And I was feeling him. We all have a purpose of why we do this. Mine obviously is just look, I'm trying to create a better life, and it's gonna take sacrifice and hard work, and let's just get it done. You know what I mean? So when I'm out there, I'm focused and task oriented. But at the same time, you always want to make time for your calls. You want to make time, to touch base with your people. Nowadays we have, Facebook and stuff like that. And so, I try to incorporate my people as much as possible, taking pictures and, posting them and getting feedback and, doing these YouTube videos and meeting cool people. So, there's a lot of things that take your mind off of the missing, but it's still tough nonetheless. In the beginning, like I mentioned in the previous video, the sleep was difficult because you had trucks that are keeping the truck on idle the whole time. That was a beast. Or you're hearing, the engine, or you're hearing the horn, or you're hearing something. So the sleep was a little bit difficult, but got past that. Let me see, challenges. Just getting better every day was a challenge. Learning how to do the paperwork, a little bit better, not missing the macros and how to do a macro. What all the macro is a canned statement, such as, hey, I bumped the dock, or hey, I'm at the shipper, or I'm at my final, or I'm loaded, or I'm empty. And so, these are things you gotta remember to send when you're there.